bore da, and we're at the end of another working week. And today, of course, is St. George's Day. And can I take this opportunity of wishing my English friends a very happy St. George's Day. However, the 23rd of April is a special day of celebration for me, not because it's St. George's Day, but because, of course, it's our wedding anniversary. It was on the 23rd of April 1984 that Ruth and I got married, and so I want to take this opportunity of wishing my darling wife Ruth a happy wedding anniversary and say thank you for sticking with me over all these years. As I said, today is St. George's Day, and every nation has its own patron saint who in times of great peril is called upon to save the country from her enemies. St. David's the patron saint of Wales, St. Andrew's of Scotland, and St. Patrick, of course, of Ireland. St. George being the patron saint of England. But who was St. George, and what did he do to become England's patron saint? Well, very little is known actually about St. George's life, but it is thought that he was a high-ranking officer in the Roman army who was killed around AD 303. It seems that the Emperor Diocletian had St. George's tortured to make him deny his faith in Christ. However, despite some of the most terrible torture, even for that time, St. George showed incredible courage and faith and was finally beheaded near Lydda in Palestine. His head was later taken to Rome, where it was interred in the church dedicated to him. Stories of his strength and courage soon spread throughout Europe. The best well-known story of St. George is his fight with a dragon. But of course it is highly unlikely that he ever fought a dragon, and even more unlikely that he ever visited England. However, his name was known there as early as the 8th century. Interestingly, St. David is the only one of the patron saints of the British Isles that was the native of the country for which he is their patron saint. It was King Edward III who made George the patron saint of England when he formed the Order of the Garter in St. George's name in 1350, and the cult of the saint was further advanced by King Henry V at the Battle of Agincourt in northern France. In England, St. George's Day is celebrated and his flag flown on the feast day on the 23rd of April. So we can see that St. George is noted as a man of courage and of faith when it came to defending the Christian gospel. Therefore, on this St. George's Day, let us as Welsh, Scots and Irish at least celebrate and seek to emulate his courage and faith in defending the gospel message. The Apostle Peter gives this instruction in 1 Peter 3:15. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. Do this with gentleness and respect. Let us, like St. George, no matter how difficult or embarrassing it may be for us, we will be courageous, we will defend the gospel, and we will stand firm in the truth. It was Paul who told the believers at Corinth, "Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stand firm. Let nothing move you. Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain." Listen to the words of the Lord to Joshua. "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Let us, like St. George of old, be men and women of courage and of faith. On this St. George's Day 2021, let us take courage from the words of the old hymn. "Courage, brother, do not stumble, though the path be dark as night. There's a star to guide the humble. Trust in God and do the right. Let the road be rough and dreary, and its end far out of sight. Foot it bravely, strong and weary. Trust in God and do the right." Have a happy St. George's Day. Have a blessed weekend as you listen to this old hymn. Bob Endeth.